Hi guys, and welcome to tonight's show. I'm Zeleny.
And I'm Wendy.
The show is not intended for children under the age of 18 due to language, topics, content, nudity from her, not for me.
I've never been naked on the show yet.
But if you allow it, then by all means, they're your children, not ours. We have all the rights to the music that is being played because it is our music. And we are sponsored by Zell's Total Body Sculpting and PMU. Let's start the show with our shot. What are we drinking?
Soko and lime.
Soko and lime.
Brings me back to my 20s.
I like that. Yeah, I know. I like Southern Comfort with 7-Up. That's an old person's drink. If you didn't know, my parents drink that.
I like whiskey with 7-Up.
That's good. But anyway. All right, mixologist. Tell us what we're drinking. It's green. Oh, by the way, it's St. Patty's Day.
Happy St. Patty's for all y'all. I'm doing the bar crawls because I'm so jelly. I didn't do it this year.
I never do it. I say every year I'm going to do a bar crawl just because I want to go and, dress up in a green tutu with some stuff. And I never do it.
I've gone on a bar crawl, but I didn't dress up. I dressed up when we went to this club in Reading and they were throwing paint. I guess it was more like a rave.
Oh, okay.
So it was like a St. Patty rave. It was fun. I had a wig. I went all out.
What are we drinking?
It has tequila. It has Jose Cuervo tequila, apple, Jack Daniels, sweet and sour. Oh my god, I'm so tired. Blue curacao, orange pineapple juice,
sparkling water. It's our version of a liquid marijuana.
We didn't have the ingredients, so we had a
And it tastes pretty good actually now with the ice in it. We kept mixing and mixing and mixing and mixing and kept mixing more.
It's a pretty color though.
It is a pretty color.
It's more teal than green, but I like it.
Teal. It's in the green family. Anyways, let's go over the topics that we are going to be discussing tonight. The first one is
matching tattoos.
Matching tattoos. It's, do women get lesser sentences than men when it comes to offenses? We're going to talk about bless you.
Thank you.
We're going to talk about maybe sexual abuse or anyway, we'll talk about that.
Do you consider if you live with someone for a certain amount of time, should they be considered your spouse?
All right, let's go into the first topic. Matching tattoos, or let's put in the same categories someone's name.
Tattooing someone's name.
Your partner, your boyfriend. What do you think about that?
Talk about that. So a couple of days ago, a friend of mine on Facebook posted that his girl got his name tatted on her face.
Why would you do that?
I don't know.
Why would you do that? I mean, I'm all for, okay.
I hope she named her kid the same name as his, because goddamn.
I think it's, okay, number one. When I was younger, I always said, oh yeah, we can get matching tattoos. That would be, not matching tattoos. I'm going to get my name on you. I mean, you could get my name on you and I'll put your name on me. But now as an adult, no. I would never get that. I would never do something like that. Just because you are not promised forever with that person. Like you said right now, they have that person's name tattooed. What if that person...
And on her face!
On her face. Sorry. What if that person does something so horrible to her. And now she has that tattoo. Yeah, you can get it removed, but that's going to leave a scar there. Even if you get it removed, it's going to leave a scar. So why would you tattoo that person's name? I can see like cute little matching tattoos.
I'd rather
like
the king, tattoo.
Like the king and the queen, which is so stupid to me as well. I mean, no offense if you got it done. That's totally on you. I would never, because I find that dumb. But a cute little matching tattoo, okay, fine. If you end up splitting up, that's something that you can look at, and nobody else would imagine it like
no one's gonna be able to tell.
Right.
It has to do with your
a key and a lock. That's cute. You can always, say I lost the locket somewhere in this world. Nobody has the locket to my key, or whatever. It's something that you can honestly come up with something else.
Something.
What's that? Krishan? She's got the guy's face tattooed on her neck. On her neck. So
I guess if she's lost, they know who to return her to. I'm sorry.
My children's name I have tattooed. They're my children. No matter
what.
No matter what they do in this life, good or bad.
They're always gonna be your kids.
They're always gonna be my kids.
Exactly. That's different though.
Right.
Like shit, what was I gonna say? Oh my god. Forget me. My sleep deprivation is kicking in.
Well, wake up before I make you take another shot. Wake you up.
Please no.
But a name.
So, a next of mine did not get my name tatted because I probably knocked the fuck out before I even allowed that shit. After we broke up, we were friends for a while. Nothing like special friends, just strictly friends. He got his current girlfriend, well, not current, but at the time current, tattooed on his chest right here. They were together for a year or two, maybe 3, I don't know. They broke up because she cheated on him.
There you go. Perfect example.
And years after, he still had it. He was like, he regrets it. Because every time you take off the shirt, they see the tattoo, and it's like, oh, who's that?
Or imagine if you're that type of person that jumps from relationship to relationship to relationship. Are you going to just keep crossing their name off and putting the next person's name and the next person's name?
Those crack me up. If you do it tastefully, I've seen online clearly, where they have the scroll and the names are crossed off.
That is cute. That's cute, but it also.
What happens when the scroll's full though?
That's embarrassing. That's embarrassing. It's dude, how many women are you gonna go through? And what is the purpose of putting their name on your body? Ownership. But you don't own anybody. At the end of the day, look at all the examples that we have of the person doing something. Or it could be that you're with somebody for the longest time, 20 years, and you're not compatible anymore. I can see a tribute. Let's just say you were with somebody for maybe 10 years and they passed away.
That I can understand.
Tragic car accident. They tragically got kicked down the steps or something like that. And they passed away.
Hold on, tragically kicked down the steps?
Yeah.
How do you tragically get kicked down the steps?
Well, they can tragically fall down the steps from being kicked.
Sounds like you put some thought into this.
Well, it could be. But, I can see the tribute. I can see the tribute then of the name being put on you. It's somebody you want to remember, the father of your children. But if it's nothing at all, why would you get a tattoo? Nobody owns you. You are your own person. The other thing that I don't get, no, let me just shut up.
Say it.
No.
Too late.
No.
Too late. You said you was.
When you put your own name on yourself.
Maybe if you have amnesia, so you
that bugs me out. That bugs me out. I'm gonna put my own name big on myself.
It's like them jerseys, but now permanently.
I honestly, I don't get that.
I don't get it either, but to each their own.
To each their own. If you have it on you, great. Good for you. Did you forget how to spell your name? It could be maybe if you get lost, or maybe if you're stolen and thrown in a ditch, they can identify you.
Then maybe you should put contact so and so and their phone number. if it's for emergency purposes, like if found, please call 484-192-6454.
You just put somebody's phone number out there.
Just made it up, so call and let me know who picks up.
But again, and especially now the way times are set up, relationships really don't last that long anymore. Not compared to back in the day where relationships did last, 30, 35, 40 years. Now they last like a year or two, 3, 4, 5, and you're done. I mean, that is just my personal opinion on that. Again, to each their own. You want to do that, by all means, go ahead and do it. At the end of the day, I still think I'm not. It's not something I would personally do.
Me neither. If you ever see someone's name tatted on me that is not my kids, they fucking drugged my ass. They kidnapped me, they forced it, because there was no way I went into that shit willing and sober.
Yeah.
I'm letting you know that right now.
I mean, like I said, if it was a tribute to the person that passed away, the father of my kids, then I would put their name. But the matching tattoo, I think that's cute. Like,
I'd rather do a matching tattoo.
A matching tattoo. Yeah. If we got there, a matching tattoo would be better than a name.
Something discreet that if we were to break up, it still wouldn't look odd. Like, not one of those, like, I get half a heart and you get a half a heart and we match and make a whole heart. Yeah. No, we ain't doing that shit. No. It's going to be like, maybe like a Mickey Mouse and a Minnie Mouse, so that even if we separate, it just looks like I'm a big ass Minnie fan or something. Like, I'm just saying.
All right. Let's go on to the next topic, which is women getting harsher sentences than men when it comes to, getting less harsher. I said that backwards.
And I was like,
that didn't make sense. Women who commit crimes and then getting a lesser sentence than men. Do you think that's fair to say?
I feel it's accurate.
Why?
I mean, in regard, it depends, I guess, on the crime itself. It seems like when it comes to crimes involving people that are working in schools or related in the school and they're caught preying on teenagers, the women sentence is lesser than the men.
Why do you think that happens?
The school probably trying to avoid a scandal. And I feel like, and it probably has a lot to do with the fact that most teachers are female. I feel like most teachers are females.
Right.
So it might have something to do with that.
So if there was a math teacher who sexually abused, because that's what it is, it's sexually abusing a child, even if he's 15, 16, we all know the father would probably applaud the child, the son.
I would not.
The mother would not.
I would kill somebody. I don't care if it was my daughter or my son.
Because
someone's dying.
Let me just say, my older son had a teacher. She was cool. I loved her. She would help him. They would connect in a way that was amazing. Like, I would see him talk with her, and we all know my older son is a turtle. He's always in his shell. He doesn't like really talking to anybody. But when he would talk with this teacher, Kazan was like, did you read this? Did you read that? Did you read this? Did you read that? I can't. And my husband would be like, I think he likes her. Or, yo, they got something going on. And I'd be like, don't say that. And he was like, well, if he does, good for him. Blah, blah, blah. So a man normally applauds that. But now, if it was a gym teacher who was a man who
preying on
a girl who sexually assaulted the girl, that would be bad. Mm-hmm. Why? What's the difference about it? You're taking a child's innocence away, and especially if it's done multiple times, You have a teacher who took advantage of a child, and now she's only getting, she loses her job, she can't teach anymore, but she's only getting 1 year probation, whereas the male is going to be serving jail time. I don't understand.
Which case are you talking? Because I feel like there was a few recently. You had the lunch lady that was like freaking messaging the boy and stuff like that. Then you also had that coach that dated her daughter's boyfriend. And then what was the other one?
I had posted it. I posted it on our story.
Oh, you're not gonna see that.
No, I'm not gonna see it anymore. But she carried the relationship for such a long time, and she got a slap on the wrist for it. It was like she got 1 year probation. She cannot teach children anymore. She cannot be near children like unsupervised or anything like that. But I feel like the sentence would have been worse if it would have been a male.
I think a lot of it's probably because you know how just like fathers encourage it. I'm pretty sure they're looking at it as like, well, boys are more willing because like at that age they're like cornballs and stuff like that. They're like, he probably wanted it. No one really had to coerce them into it.
Right.
But that it doesn't matter. I feel like, all right, they're young-minded. Like you're praying, regardless whether he was willing or not. You're fucking praying.
Sometimes they say girls more vulnerable to be seduced by a man
because of the daddy issues. I'm sorry.
Daddy issues.
I'm so sorry. It's like such a serious topic.
But I feel like a woman can be easily manipulative. Did I say that right? No, I know the first time I did it. Yes. When it comes to younger men, girls can get boys to do whatever they want.
Wait, repeat that?
Girls can get boys to do whatever they want.
I had to make sure, like, it clicked in my head.
And it's very easy. It is very easy for us to do it. Boys don't even know what's happening and we can do it to them.
Sorry, so I'm reading this thing and it basically says that women will get reduce their charges by accepting pleas, usually, where men won't. Which is why women usually have a harsher sentence.
Men have harsher sentences.
I mean, yeah, why men have harsher sentence, sorry.
Right.
Why women will have a less harsher sentence because they will accept the plea deals.
Well, there goes, men are stubborn. They feel like they can beat the system. If they fight it, they can beat the system, but they end up getting worse sentences.
Yeah. I just think it's ridiculous that, you know how there's been cases that's like down the line where they find out the woman was lying? Why don't you charge her? She just ruined someone's life. How many years, job, time he will not get back, all based on a lie.
Right. How about when a girl becomes obsessed with a teacher and the teacher actually doesn't do anything? How about doing something to the girl? Because I could tell you I can't tell you from that point of view because I was not obsessed like that, but there were some good looking teachers in high school when I went to Allen. Imagine a girl becoming obsessed with a guy and her seducing him.
I remember in middle school hearing the girls talk about this one teacher, and he was like the soccer coach and an English teacher. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, he was cute, but some of the shit that these girls were saying, I'm like, yo, we're only like fucking 14. Like, what is wrong with y'all? Some of us grow up faster than others, I guess.
So there has to be a point where maybe they take that into consideration, because you know when they pull all the data, like they can pull phone records, they can pull text messages. What if the sometimes I feel like sometimes they can pull information that is not seen, and that's why there's a lesser sentence. What if the boy is hounding the because he's a hornball, he's hounding the female teacher. She should have known better. Absolutely. Or sometimes if the plea deal is lesser for the male, it's because they were able to find data that the girl was pursuing the male teacher.
There was this female teacher at Allen. I don't know if she still works there. I didn't really care for her. But she was young. So that maybe early 20s or whatever, because she graduated early or whatever. But I could have sworn she was flirting with these boys, and I'm like, why? Like, I always suspect that she hooked up with some of the boys.
Wait, the teacher in your...
At Allen.
Okay.
Yeah. Don't ask me her name. I just know she was white. That's all I remember. I didn't care for her, so I didn't remember her name. But I'm pretty sure, because, like, in that class, a good portion of guys are football players. And she was always so friendly with the boys, dry with the girls. And she was just flirting and... Because, I mean, you know, we all know about grooming now and stuff. But I'm like, I'm pretty sure she slept with some of the boys.
Now, wait a minute. What if you consider niceness as flirting?
No, because then you would treat everybody nice. Like, you would be able to tell. With the girls, she was just really dry. Like, it wasn't like... The guys, she went out her way. And there was a year when most of my class were jocks, no lie. And I've seen, like, the male teachers would go out their way, not like this, but to get them to get good grades so that they could play. Hers was different. It wasn't like, all right, stay after class so that I can coach you, or I'll find someone to help you explain. No. Because that's what the guys' teachers did. Hers was like, we'll work something out. And your door stays locked all the time. Like, in between classes or when you don't have a class, that door's locked. Like, you can't just walk in. You have to knock and stuff like that. Okay. I mean, it didn't affect me any. I think the boys loved it because they were looking down her shirts all the time.
Well, I'm sure. I mean, I would look down somebody's shirt as well if it was available to me. Not a girl's, but a guy's.
I mean... As a girl, I probably look down it too.
I mean, I would look down a girl's shirt too. I'd be like, let me see her titties or something like that.
Her boobs are nice.
Yeah.
I mean, shit.
I'd be like, eh. But I do feel, so now with you reading the statistics that you did, I really feel maybe it's not so much as because it's a girl, we're going to give her a lesser sentence. It's because probably what they don't see is the plea deal.
Okay, I have a question for you. Talking about school, you know, the school our kids go to, a lot of the teachers are younger.
Yes.
Does that ever concern you?
It does not. There's some that dress way too tight for my liking, or kind of. But I mean, I get it. Times have changed. They're younger. Nobody wants to dress like an old school teacher.
Which I get that. I just mean because some of these teachers are like really early 20s. And if you think about it, a senior in high school is 17.
17, 18.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Well, honestly, okay, so the one thing that I did tell... So remember how earlier I had said my husband was like all for if my son had a relationship with this teacher. I didn't have a problem with it as long as she took care of my son. Like, and he laughs because I was like, well, I don't care. As long as she takes care of him, we're good. Like, it is what it is. Like, honestly, if he's 17 and she's 24, 25, you honestly think I'm going to press charges on this woman? No. Oh, you're sleeping with my son? Perfect. So let me go pack his stuff. He's going to go live with you. Make sure you take care of him. Make sure you eat. Make sure you put gas in his tank. Make sure you do all of this. And
meanwhile, your husband's over here like, I fully agree.
I fully agree. I fully agree. Do you honestly think I'm going to put this teacher through? She's a pretty teacher. He just said it. I wish the camera could just turn around. She's a pretty teacher.
I mean, there's quite a few pretty teachers at that school.
There's a lot of pretty teachers at that school.
There's one every time, like...
And the way they dress, I'm like, oh, I like that. I like
there's
that.
one that every time I see her outfits are on fucking point, and her ass is huge. Like, I'll be like,
it's like, how could you not? Like, if she's constant. Okay, so, all right, wait a minute. So, she's like 24, 25.
I don't know how old this lady is.
Let's just say. The child is 17 because he's a child. He really is a child. Oh.
This is what I'm talking about.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Was that the teacher?
No.
Oh. I was like, shit, I might have co-signed on this too.
Right here. No, you can't. Look.
No, it's really small. I'm good. Oh.
Yes.
I know who you're talking about.
And yes, hell yeah, there's a lot of cute teachers. Oh, exactly. So when they graduate, okay, so at the school our children go to, they can take dual enrollment, which is college and high school at the same time. So by the time they graduate high school, they're graduating high school. Actually, they have college graduation first and then high school graduation. So they're graduating with an associate's degree.
If you get enough credits.
And then you graduate high school. So automatically 17, you're graduating with an associate's degree if you have your credits, if you do well. And you're going right into the school that you want. So basically at 22, you can become a teacher depending on what you take. If you're a fine-looking 22-year-old, which they are in our children's school, you're 22. You get a job at the school you graduated from.
Yeah, they hire their graduates, their students.
And now you have a fine-looking 17-year-old child, because he's a child. He's part of the baseball team, and he's very athletic. He's built because that's how they're built nowadays, a lot of them.
Yeah.
So now he's approaching you. You're seeing him everywhere.
I'm going to work with him day in, day out.
Right. Like, okay. I couldn't help it. Me and my husband would agree. Okay. That's a 5-year difference. He's about to graduate. He's about to be an adult in a year. If she's going to take care of him, by all means, take him. Take my kid. But you make sure you take care of my kid. I'm not going to sit here and press charges on a whole teacher and ruin her whole career when she's just helping my kid graduate with extracurricular activities.
Maybe it's a little different because,
because he's a boy. Say it. Say what you're going to say, because he's a boy.
I was like, maybe, because if your son was a girl, how would you feel about it?
I don't know, because all my life I've always liked older men.
So you would excuse it for her?
Yeah.
You'd be like, oh, you get it from your mama.
Okay, so my whole life I've always loved older men, like 10 years older. And I was 17 and I was dating a 27-year-old. My dad was not for it. He was not for it at all. But so mentality-wise, I'm a little bit different. Like, are you taking care of me? Are you taking care of me? Then I'm all for it. You know.
So we definitely segued from the original topic, which was when women receiving less of a sentence when it comes to like sexual assault of a minor. And then we segued into teachers, because most of these cases are teachers because they're working with students day in and day out. And the school that our kids attend, a lot of the teachers are young
and very good looking.
The women are.
Some men are good looking.
I'm trying to think at the school.
Some are good looking. I be there at assemblies.
I be there at the games and everything.
Hey.
Maybe it's because I think they're all babies. Because I really don't.
Even don't get it.
No. I know people that they be like, I'm 30. I'm like, oh, you're a baby. Keep it moving.
A 30-year-old will get it.
It all depends on how that 30-year-old looks. Because in my head, I'm like, you're a baby.
If he's ugly, then he's definitely not getting it. If he's cute, he get it. Not for me, though. I'm taking He can get it from Wendy.
Only if I approve. But what?
I'm just kidding.
But
that's just how. I mean, that's how I feel.
But then it makes you wonder, like, how many cases are there that don't get reported? Because people are like, oh, with the same mentality as you.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to be like, oh, they're predators, but you're in that position where you're a mentor, where you have authority. And
that's
like,
where I think that's where the concern is. When you abuse the authority you have.
Like, so how do you know the abuse didn't happen? To segue to that part, like, you don't know. You're not there. Or if your kid had this teacher for 4 years in a row,
did they start at 9th grade?
Did it start years ago? Did he start grooming them? Did they were they groomed? Like, were the little things like, oh, I can help you, and then it's just like, oh, and then it escalates, and your kid is
so
just...
maybe it started at 9th grade and it continued all through 12th grade. Well, I mean, that's a relationship that's going to last forever. Trials and tribulation.
No, you ain't shit.
I'm just kidding. No, I can see where the abuse of power comes in. If you did it to one, how many others have you done it to?
Or are doing to? Because if you did it to one, who's to say he's not doing it to 20 others? He's like, all right, this one in this class, next period, third period, fourth period.
The whole football team.
They be like, gang, bangs.
But then it kind of reminds me of the topic that we had a couple of weeks ago. The female police officer that they're making an example of.
Oh, yeah.
She got the books thrown at her.
Did you see how she's trying to say that it's not fair because they groomed her to do this?
I saw that you did post that.
She's like, it's not fair because this is what they trained me to do.
They did not train you to suck dick. I'm sorry.
Maybe they did.
No.
They're like, you want to become a police officer? You need to know how to deep throat.
No.
She likes that job.
No.
Breathe in and throw out your nose.
So here's the difference. A teacher gets a lesser sentence. A police officer, they're both people of authority.
And the police officer did it with adults, not kids.
Not children. Right. All right. Well, that's how we feel about that.
So that's how you feel about that. I'm not for it. Wait, if you so serious about this student, wait till they fucking graduate and show you serious.
Okay. Okay.
Now I be worried because my oldest, she be like, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, why y'all on a first name basis?
To their teacher.
Yeah. Some of them be so cool though, I'm not gonna lie, because I've had them call me and stuff, and I'd be like, alright, you too busy trying to be the cool teacher, but I get it. But it's weird. I need her to call you Mr. So-and-so.
Grooming.
Grooming my ass.
Alright, let's move on to the next topic, which is, so, you've been with a person for a very, very long time. And it's funny because we just had this conversation a little bit, like... Not we as in us.
Her and her husband. I just got to sideline and view it.
And ask, hey, okay, when do you call your okay, I don't even know how to start this off.
So you know back then, like, there used to be this thing called, like, common law marriage. If you lived with someone for 7 years, you were considered married in the eye of the law. They did away with that. That at least in certain states, I'm pretty sure.
Mm-hmm.
So even without it being a law, I know Spanish people have a tendency to be like, "Oh, y'all live together. That's your wife." Even if y'all
specifically Puerto Ricans, we live together. Oh, that's
Dominicans do it too.
Well, yes, you're right.
So instead of being like going through the whole,
that's my wife.
Sign the fucking shit, get your last name, whatever. That's your wife or your husband or whatever.
That is not true.
How long do you guys have to be living together in order to be considered married? Married, because y'all not officially married. She says that shit don't fucking apply.
That does not apply. If we're living together for 30 years, you are my boyfriend for 30 years. You're not my husband. You will never be my husband. if we've never walked down the aisle together. If we've never signed a paper, you're not my husband. You don't get that title if we've never stood in front of a judge. We didn't sign nothing.
I'm like,
I would never. You're my boyfriend. You're my boyfriend. You give me a ring, okay, you're my fiance. It goes by titles. You go through processes. If you never give me a ring, we're never fiancés. You're still my boyfriend. We could be 90 years old. This is my boyfriend for like 36 years. I would never introduce you as my husband. Why would I give you that title if you've never made me your wife?
Okay, aside from living, how long you have to live with someone, I also hear about age. Like, well, you're 40 or whatever. It doesn't sound right to call him your boyfriend. That's your husband.
That ain't my husband. That is my 69-year-old boyfriend. Mother is old as hell, and he's my boyfriend.
Y'all both in a retirement home.
And he's my retirement home husband. I mean, like a boyfriend. Sorry, boyfriend.
Oh, shit.
Why would I give a man a title who has not even put me in the position to be a wife?
All right, let's say he doesn't give you, like, y'all don't officially go get married, but he puts your ass on the will and everything, and on his insurance. You gonna call him your husband then?
No, I'm gonna call him a dumbass because I'm not married to him and he's giving me all of this. I'm not his wife. I am not his wife.
So what's the difference between, aside from signing that paper, what's the difference?
Because I'm gonna tell you why. If something happens to him, I am not his wife. They're not gonna come to me and be like, you're the one that makes the decision on him. They're gonna go to his actual next of kin, which is his kids, his mother, his father, his sister, his brother, and I could be with him for 30 years and I will never count.
So what if he's one of those that are prepared and has like the whole attorney of power thing?
That's great because he's gonna have that attorney of power that says, I give my girlfriend. Because it's not even going to say, I give my wife. It's going to say, I give Zeleny Rosado, who's what? In parentheses, what? My girlfriend. It's not going to say wife. I'm not his wife. Legally, I'm not his wife.
So it's just for the benefits then?
No. Just don't call me your wife. I'm not your wife.
No, but I mean like the whole difference between the marriage and not being married is
if he didn't have those papers ready, would they come to me?
No.
If I was with him for 30 years, would they come to me?
No.
No.
Shit, who are we thinking of?
I'm not shit to nobody.
That was like, why can't I remember?
We lived together. We lived together for 30 years. He bought a house while we were together. We lived in that house for 30 years. We bought everything together. When he dies, who's that house going to? Not me. Because he didn't leave nothing prepared. And in the law, in the eyes of the law, I'm not nothing to that man. Because common law marriage does not exist anymore in the state of PA.
I'm trying to think. Because remember a while ago, there was this, I want to say a rapper died. And they've been together for so many years. And then he died and she got shit. Mm-hmm. Like, his family made sure not to give her shit.
Right.
But why can't I fucking remember? Oh, God. Being sleep deprived is not fun. Somebody tell me because I can't remember. Oh, well. Someone will know, hopefully.
It's just that simple. And I'm sorry. Like, I wouldn't even give somebody a title who doesn't deserve it. Ese es mi marido, de que...
I mean, people get married and they sometimes don't deserve the title anyway.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, that's his wife.
That's
his wife.
And he's a dumbass because he'd be like, yeah, that's my husband. I know he gave me the black and blue eye, but that's my husband.
And that's my husband, the one that gave me the syphilis, the whatever. Yep, that's my husband. Or I'm saying that's my boyfriend, the one who gave me the syphilis. Or whatever the case, because he cheated on me.
Why syphilis, though?
Oh, I don't even know. It's the first thing that came to my mind. But regardless, or I'm going to either say boyfriend, fiance, or husband? What title are you? You're my boyfriend.
He's a friend.
I remember more than 15 years ago, my husband would get so mad because I would go to places and I'd introduce him as the guy I'm dating. This is the guy I'm dating. And then we would go to another party and I'd be like, this is the guy I'm dating. No, I'm lying. This is the guy I'm talking to. And he would look at me and be like,
we ain't put titles on this bitch.
I said, and then we went to another party and I'm like, this is the guy I'm talking to. And then he dropped me off and he was like, why do you keep doing that? And I'm like, keep doing what? He's like, this is the guy I'm talking to. I'm like, because I'm talking to you. I could be talking to others. I'm talking to you.
He just wanted to play your ass.
I said, we're not boyfriend and girlfriend. And he's all like, well, what makes you think that? I was like, did you ask me? Did you ask me to be your girlfriend? Do you want me to be your girlfriend? You got to ask me to be your girlfriend. You don't just assume because we went out on a couple dates. I'm automatically your girlfriend.
She's like, just because your penis was inside my vagina.
I did not.
It's not a coupling.
That did not happen either. Yo, I swear to God, I can't take anything with you.
Oh, is it bedtime yet? I'm so tired.
So that plain and that simple. I would not. Would you give somebody a title? Would you call them your husband?
Fuck no. I don't even want to get married. The fuck?
Okay, so suppose you met somebody.
Yeah.
And you were dating for a long time.
Yeah.
Would you be that Dominican girl and be like, ese es mi marido?
No, because I'm probably going to be like, this is somebody.
This is somebody I'm talking to.
No, this is somebody. No talking to, no nothing. My grandmother's going to be like, I'm like, Grandma, this is somebody. Shut up.
This is not my husband. It's not my husband. Would you guys give somebody a title that it doesn't belong to?
I mean, wait, hold on. If he's like willing to pay to travel take me travel around the world, I'll be like, do you want me to call you husband? Tato.
I'm not even gonna call you husband. I'm traveling around the world with my boyfriend.
If you pay for everything, I'll call you husband. When you die, I'm not gonna say that was my husband.
I won't even call you daddy.
It's a word I really don't give a shit.
No,
it has no meaning to me.
Nope.
I mean, unless we literally did get married, then that's different. But until then, I'm not worried about shit. Yeah. Titles don't mean shit.
No.
People cheat. People fuck up.
Right. And see, if he cheats, if he fucks up, then he's called my ex-husband. That's what that.
You just want that divorce parties.
Then that's where the divorce comes in, and he's my ex-husband, or he could be my ex-boyfriend, or he could be my ex-fiance.
He's someone in the past.
I would not give somebody a title that doesn't deserve the title that they aren't. He's my boyfriend.
So how do you deserve the title? By asking?
Well, I mean, if we're dating, you're my boyfriend. If you want to be my husband, I would ask you to be my husband.
You would ask him, or he'd ask you?
Well, if I wanted him to be my husband, I would ask him. That wouldn't happen. But if I wanted it to happen, then I would be the one to ask. But I wouldn't ask. We would be boyfriend and girlfriend forever. Or until I got tired. But earlier we did have a full-blown...
Y'all did. Y'all sure as hell did.
And
right in front of the kids, too. We're all looking at... The kids and I are looking at each other like...
It wasn't an argument. It wasn't an argument.
It was definitely a debate. Like, not even aggressive.
No, it wasn't aggressive at all either. I just simply said, the woman you were with before me, that you lived with for like 7 years, is she your wife?
Or was she your wife?
Was she your wife? And what was his answer? No. Okay, so why would you call her your wife? I'm your wife. I'm married to you. When I stop being married to you, I'll be your ex-wife. So, and then we mentioned, that's what we mentioned. We talked about...
Well, he's old. That's his wife, not his girlfriend.
Yeah, we were talking about my biological father, who has a wife. And he's older. So I said, my dad's girlfriend. And he was like, oh, his wife. And I said, no, his girlfriend. And he was like, no, his wife. And I said, they were never married. So you cannot give a title to somebody who was never married. So then he was like, but they're old. I don't care how old you are. You could be 70, 80. If you've never been married, you cannot give somebody the title wife. That's my wifey. I'd be like, who your wifey? Because I'm not your wifey. I'm your girlfriend. Yes, we're 69 years old and I'm your girlfriend. I am not your wife.
I'm letting you know. I hope if I ever got married, I hope my husband dies by the time I'm in the retirement home.
Why?
I want strippers as my nurses.
That's not gonna
my IV. Well, sex is rampant when you're old. Chlamydia's on, STD's on the rise.
In nursing homes, yes,
exactly.
They do have the most.
So
like,
clearly, it's
STDs.
one big ass party. I'm just saying.
And all of them people in there are not husbands and wife. They all live together on the same floor.
We don't know that. Maybe they like swingers now. Hey,
and they have the title swinger. They're not like, this is my marido, esta es mi mujer. No.
They're like, this is my main chick, but we share.
No. This is my chick from room 107. This is my other chick from room 109. I see her on Thursdays. I see her on Tuesdays.
Sounds like the teacher with the periods. First period, second period, third
Oh,
period.
yes. Yes.
Oh, God. I would... So...
The hurting home. Oh, the nursing home.
Oh,
yeah.
I'm like the hurting home.
I'm like the hurting home.
What kind of domination shit is going on in the retirement home?
Yeah. The nursing home. That's... It is, yes.
Well, that hurting home might be right, too. Who knows?
It's a hurting home.
Like,
it was a hurting home earlier when me and him were going at it. I looked at him. I was like, oh, so the person you were with before, that's your wife. Because from what I know, you've only been married once. And it was to me. So I'm your wife. She was the girlfriend you were living with for 5 years. She's your girlfriend. I wasn't catching. He wasn't going to catch an elbow.
Oh.
No, I wasn't going to be mean about it, but I was just stating facts. It's our nails. We can't talk because of our nails. No, I got you. But, right. Don't give, ladies, I'm just going to say it like this. Don't give a man a title who hasn't put you in the position that you deserve. I would never call a man, so you shouldn't. I'm just giving you some advice. Don't call a man your husband. Oh, this is my husband. Just because you've been with him for 7 years. Has he given you a ring? If you leave from that relationship, are you going to leave with half of everything? No, you're going to leave with the same bag you came with, even though you were with him for 7 years. So why are you going to call him your husband?
Even if you get married, you're not guaranteed you're getting half. Because let's say you're the moneymaker. Now you're the one losing out, not him.
Right, but it would be the exact same thing for him. If I'm the moneymaker and he's not the moneymaker, and we're not married, he's gonna leave with nothing. So I would say, no, leave with something. We're married. I'm going to provide for you.
I'm going to tell you, if I get married, we're signing a motherfucking prenup. It has nothing to do with what I have. I don't want your debt. You're not getting mine. You're not going to be responsible for my shit should I pass.
That should be another topic. Would you do a prenup?
I fucking do in a heartbeat.
I would do it in a heartbeat.
In a heartbeat. Fuck that shit. I don't want to worry about your debt.
Yes.
And you shouldn't have to worry about mine, especially if I pass.
Right, but it would be the exact. I'm saying it because I'm a woman from a woman's point of view,
and I'm a woman. I don't agree because, well, maybe I'm not, and I just didn't realize because I'm like, you say deserve, and I'm like, it's a title. You have men that are called husbands that don't deserve to be husbands, but they still are.
Right.
You have boyfriends that deserve to be husbands, but they aren't because of whatever their views are on relationship. Whatever works for you, works for you. At the end of the day, it's a title you sign. The government comes and fucking takes your taxes out. Because nothing really changes aside from the fact that you benefit should he pass away. And that is even if his affairs are in order and all that bullshit. Because his family can drag you through the mud with fucking courts and shit.
If you're not married.
No, if you're married.
If you're married, they can't drag you through the court. You're his next of kin. You're entitled to everything.
And
his
they still
family's
can
not.
get yeah. You may feel that way, but they can still take you to court.
They can take you. They can take you. They're not going to win.
But
you're married.
That's my point. I didn't say they were going to win.
Right.
They can just drag it out to the point that it's pointless at the end.
But if you're not married and he dies and his affairs aren't in order, you get shit no matter how long you've been together with him.
Whether you're married or not, your shit should be in order regardless.
Right, but that's not the topic of the conversation.
No, I know, but I'm saying
the topic of the conversation is, should you give somebody a title that they're not married to? I mean, that you're not with? No. Why would I call somebody my husband if we're not married?
I say it's a piece of paper. I don't give a shit. Like, my opinion personally, like, we married, we married. If we not, we not. It's a piece of paper.
Right. But if you weren't married to him, would you call him your husband?
Probably not. I probably wouldn't call him anything.
If you are married to him, would you introduce him as your husband?
Probably not. This is my spouse, or
my spouse is my husband.
Yeah, you're right. Or this
if
is my partner. If
you're not married to him, would you still say this is my spouse?
This is my partner.
My partner.
And even if I was married, spouse or partner, I'm not gonna do a guarantee it's gonna be spouse all the time. This is my partner.
I'm not gonna sit here. I could be with you for 20 years. I'm not gonna be like, this is my husband, and he's not my husband.
I mean, it doesn't bother me. Like I said, at the end of the day, I just think it's a piece of paper that really changes it in the eyes of the government and church or whatever else you want to believe in. Because if you're religious, say, do you? I'm not religious at all. So,
when I'm with somebody, now as an adult, I could care less if we were married or not. Before, it was always like, I can't be with somebody if I'm not married. That's living in fornication. Yes. And that's why there's a lot of, listen, I've done worse. But that's my view. And a paper's just, it's a thing now for the state. It's for the state. But if I didn't have that, I wouldn't call him my husband. I'd be like, this is my partner. This is my boyfriend. I would definitely do that. I would give him that title.
Yeah.
That he deserves. For me, I don't need that. If I could go back, I probably, when he was like bringing over his stuff, I'd be like, bring all your stuff. Because when he was bringing his stuff, I was like, what are you doing? We're not married. You know, but now I'd be like, bring everything. Trae todo motete. Todo lo que te tiene. Like, bring it all. Bring it all. You understand?
Yeah.
But I would never be like, oh, this is my husband. Like, we're not.
Whatever works for people. Like, honestly. Because I've seen people together that aren't legally married but consider themselves married. I really don't give a shit at the end of the day because it has no impact on me. And I've seen vice versa where people are married and honestly it's the worst relationship in the world.
Yeah, should actually be ex-husbands and ex-wives.
Or that they are married, but it's so weird because like their personal lives are set up as if they're single. Like so, I know a couple that they both have. They don't have joint accounts. They each have their own bank account. Mm-hmm. They're responsible for certain bills. Yeah. The food, groceries split down the middle, as if almost borderline roommates with the benefits, I guess. So, I mean, like I said, I find it a little odd, but at the end of the day, what works for you works for you. You guys discussed this. You guys communicated this. At least I hope you guys did and figured out this works for you. I'm not in y'all relationship. I'm not the one fucking dating y'all. I don't give a shit. Like, if I'm in a relationship, then that's a conversation between me and so-and-so.
I'm still gonna opinionate. I'm gonna be like, that's weird. That's weird as shit.
I would think it's weird, too. I mean, if I'm in a relationship, all right, then you can have your own account, clearly. I'll have my own, but we're gonna have a joint account.
Yeah,
because that's
and pay the bills together.
Yeah, that's
But me. I'm still gonna have my account. You can have yours. We're gonna come together and pay the bills together.
I mean, do we need to talk? Are we filing jointly on taxes, separate? Like, you know, tax benefits are better. Like, whatever. We get married for that reason. Now, you don't even need to get married to file jointly either. So it doesn't even matter. But conversation, communication, whatever works for you at the end of the day, it doesn't impact me personally.
But nothing impacts me personally, but I'm going to still have my opinion on it.
Oh, I judge the shit out of people all the fucking time.
Yep.
Sometimes my face shows it. Sometimes my mouth says it. Sorry.
But anyways, those were our 3 topics for tonight. We hope you enjoyed the show. We hope you had your glass in hand. Make sure on Tuesday. Oh, I wanted to see something. You submit topic Tuesday.
Oh, I was like, what's on Tuesday?
Hold on. I wanted to see where we're at. Because we were at $4.99.
Oh, gotcha. Oh, wow.
Okay. Can I go to the page? No, we're still there.
Yeah.
We're still there. Anyway, submit those topics on Tuesday or talk to me Wednesday.
You can submit it anytime. You could like put it
Inbox
in
us.
or
Yeah.
as a comment. Like we'll take it into consideration. It's not like we're gonna be like, oh, you didn't follow regulations. Fuck you. You're out the game.
Yeah, we're not gonna do them. We're not stiffies like that. Just send them to us. A lot of people that I know, they send me text messages. They're like, this would be a great topic. I'm like, thanks. I'm gonna have to save this text message until we pull them. But anyways, have a good weekend.